Hey all of my friends, I hope all is fine and well with you and yours. My name's Charles Collins and I'd like to welcome you to our aquaponics, hydroponic, and traditional solar powered gardens. We're going to be enjoying a beautiful 77-degree day out here in the southwestern desert in the US of A. So I'd like to take a few minutes to do some touch-ups in the system. You guys want to follow around? Come on, check this out. Not only are regular maintenance checkups on your aquaponics or hydroponic systems important, they're actually key in making sure that you're getting the absolute most production, the most benefit that you can out of all of the separate elements that are involved in any system that you're using. Now things may look a little bit different over here. This is the upper grow bed. Now before we had all of the collard greens, we had the broccoli, we had a bunch of kale, we still have some chard up here. But if you guys remember, also we had the tatsoi up here. But if you guys remember, we've been feeding off of those plants since October. And we're in mid-February now. And I don't know about you, but yeah, I'm kind of tatsoied out. I've had my share of the collard greens. And I figured it's time we move on to a little bit something different. Now, prior to me removing the old produce, I had noticed that there was a buildup of, now I don't want to call it sludge because it is a nutrient material, but a buildup of debris around my second drain filter over there. So what I ended up doing is I ended up having to remove all of the rock from around the plastic filter, all of the stone. And lo and behold, I actually had to rebury that down 3 or 4 inches. And that happened over the course of the last two and a half years. You can actually see where the old water line was at right there. That's weird, isn't it? Now, speaking of that chard that we had up here, here's one of the heads of chard that we originally had on the upper grow bed. And I figured this would be a good time to show you how you can easily take a plant like this and transplant it, transfer it to anywhere else in your aquaponics grow bed. Now, if you take a look right here, you can actually see where we already dug a little trench, a little hole. We're going to replace this entire head of Swiss chard in. Now, we're also going to leave the old net cup that we had on here so you can see how many systems this has been in, because when we're finally done harvesting from this beautiful delicious vegetable, we're just going to pull the net cup off, give it a good rinse, and then we're just going to reuse it. I also like to take a moment and look at the white new root shoots, and you can see the older ones because I've had this sitting out overnight, so some of them have turned a little brown. But I'll take this opportunity right now before I even give it its new spot, and I'll pull those loose brown ones right off. It's not going to harm the chard any. See, he's been through this. It's not his first time to the rodeo. And I'll easily take that chard and I'll set it right back in its new home. Like so. So we have our head of chard. We have basically all of our old root structure just ripped away, torn off, removed. I'm just going to set it right there. Now, yeah, I could bury it right now. But as a matter of fact, I might as well do that because you guys are here watching. So we have it here. You see the lava stones that are removed around it? I'm just going to push those right in like that. This is this guy's new home right there. Pretty simple, right? Now, some of you have a sharp eye and you may have noticed, hey Chuck, we can still see some of the water coming up through your substrate. That's because I haven't put the final layer of lava rock back down here yet. I actually removed an entire, well, a half a wheelbarrow full. That's how much excess I had in here. You see, a habit that I have, and I don't recommend this for anyone, is when I would put a new plant in, I would just move enough space to put that plant in and put new lava rocks around it. Well, over the course of a couple of years, you end up building up a huge amount of lava rocks and you end up building up unnecessary sludge, which also prevents your water from moving through thoroughly, which prevents bacteria from breaking down. It just causes a whole hodgepodge of mess that you can avoid if you just take your time and do it right. So please learn from my mistake, my friends. Now, this is pretty neat. Here's another cool little change we did. We moved the pea pods, the pea plants, 1, 2, 3 of them, from the upper grow bed, and we reset them, transferred them over to the front on the lower grow bed, so that when they do grow out, they're going to be just draping down around the front. Now remember, we had cucumbers do this before, we had watermelons do this, and just to show you how quick it takes for these plants to adapt with a simple transfer, you look at the leaves, you see they're not even bothered. They're good. You don't see any stress on them, anything of that nature. Now, this is from the same plant, but I didn't plant this, so I just left this out overnight. And as you can see, there's already drastic effect to it. The beauty to aquaponics is you can move it from one grow bed to the other. You can let your mind be your only thing that can stop you from doing that. How can I say this? And I really don't even want to edit this. I want to say this right. All right. This is your canvas. This is your canvas. Let your mind go crazy in a kaleidoscope of colors and deliciousness that it can paint up here. Let your mind be free. Try it. There are no limits to this. Try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but try it. What's stopping you? Okay, so my friends, I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you taking the time. Please take a moment, if you haven't already, subscribe, share the channel. The more people who subscribe, the more YouTube will share the videos. And I really just want to get the positivity out there. Let nothing stop you from doing this. Please feel free to go through our older videos, our prior videos. You can see how to build in one form or another all of these systems. Please check out our sponsors below. Most of all, please love each other. Plant that first seed, and together we'll grow. Peace and blessings, my friends.